I feel like we'll all spend a turn stunned just when you appear.
Going, his legs are so far apart!
How is he standing?
Okay, let's stop putting the mechs in inappropriate places now.
Hello and welcome to the D20 Future Show. I am, as always, your host and GM Richard. Previously on the D20 Future Show.
So, you fellas, you're defence contractors, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so are we safe or what?
Yeah.
While we're around.
You feel suddenly a low rumbling sound. The building starts to shake. You see Robin Hayes, the security manager, running the other way. What the heck are you doing? You're supposed to be our security contractors. You see a significantly bigger mecha than you've seen before. This is a very large mecha, and it in particular seems to be attacking communication systems.
Oh.
Doesn't seem to have any way. You've got really drunk on 3 points of Guinness.
I'm a lightweight.
Tim thinks you guys are pretty lucky here.
Robin is wearing his pyjamas and a dressing gown, and he is furious. Go for it. Talk him down.
We're really sorry. We might have cocked up a little bit.
I think you probably did. There will be other days for shouting at you.
Good work.
There's a management team meeting at 0800 hours. Stark defences are all to attend. That's all.
So, what is this management team meeting all about? Let's find out on episode 8 of the D20 Future Show.
Jeff, the colony manager, is running a little late as you all gather in conference room 1. There's a projector screen and a projector hanging above the room. The projector is not working. Robin makes you wait. No one says a word as to what's going on.
Okay.
Let's have sense motive checks from everybody, please.
10.
A hefty 6.
10 plus 5. 15 actually, excuse me.
Probably at -1 at that.
Oh no!
Can you pick that up?
Good audio.
If I can find it.
16 plus 1, 17.
Yeah, I'm at a 5.
I am getting the right motive here.
Oh, what you got?
16 plus an 8 modifier.
Nice.
Okay, so as far as Tim is concerned, he doesn't look very happy, but Ian notices that he's just looking really worried. He seems to have a secret that he does not want to share.
And this is Jeff, site manager?
This
or
is
Robin?
no, this is Robin.
Okay.
Some moments later, Jeff walks in. Thank you for joining us today, gentlemen. Stark Defences has been a really valuable part of the team here on Neovilia, and last night's surprise attack aside, DMC owes you more than your paycheck will ever be able to reflect. I have some bad news. I'm going to need your services. Before you agree to help, you must assure me that this goes no further. I need you to keep this a secret until the matter is completely resolved. Can you give me your word?
Sure.
Yeah,
I'm intrigued.
Absolutely.
Good. We don't want this to get out until the matter is fully resolved. You see, well, last night someone was murdered on the facility.
Holy.
The body of Erika Jameson, one of our warehouse operators, was found in the quality lab this morning.
Is that
What was his name, sorry?
Her name was Erika
Okay.
Jameson.
Do you have it written down? She's
That's
dead, it doesn't matter.
You are escorted into the quality control lab inside the factory, and you can see Erika's dead body is lying on the floor.
Oh no!
Are we sure this was a murder, people?
That was completely natural.
I'm glad I've brought the pros in for this. Jeff says, the whole thing is a mess. Erika isn't supposed to have been anywhere near here last night.
Does she work in this lab normally?
No, she's a part of the warehouse staff, but she was found here towards the end of the back shift by Ulrich, the QC team leader, who should have been in here all night, but it seems he wasn't.
Richard, what's this black thing?
That's a chair.
Oh.
Sorry, it's really obvious from Alan's angle. It's really not from yours. The QC operators Frank and Mike claim to have been at their posts all night, but they say they didn't see anything, while the third QC operator, Annie, was in her quarters with some bug. The last person to see Erika alive was her supervisor, Greg Foster. We haven't been through the CCTV footage yet.
Come on, Alan. You're going to do this for us.
But there's no camera in this room, so it's unlikely to tell us the whole story. Well, you guys are the security experts. Where do you want to start? You can interview anyone you want. You can go through the CCTV footage, search the crime scene.
We should interview the first guy first.
CCTV footage first.
Well, that's not all four of us interview, not all four of us in front of the screen.
I think you'll be the best at interviewing people.
I will go interview.
Yeah. Do you want some backup or can you manage?
Maybe a couple of us interview, a couple of us go watch.
Yes.
It's a 2 and 2.
So who's got the best diplomacy and
Alan Mile.
and
A country mile.
Though you do say so yourself.
I have an amazing sense motive. You're right. I have +8 sense motive.
Which is actually that's.
I think my talents would be pretty wasted on interviewing people.
Well, it depends if you plan to threaten them or
really
not.
good diplomacy.
My intimidate.
Actually, intimidate's not even very good.
Intimidate like.
I'm not much useful in a murder mystery.
I think you're better.
I think you're better to do
We're not very
talking
good at
than
this
better to-
overall, are we, guys? No. I mean, if you double our pay.
I tried. Honestly, I tried.
I'm doing a check. You're not actually suggesting in front of Jeff in a murder scene that you've done that they request a pay rise.
No.
Good.
No,
Okay, that's fine.
This
That's
is all
fine.
internal monologue.
That's all right then. Just thought I'd check.
Right. So.
Okay, so who wants to do what?
Me and Ian will interview.
Okay.
We will start with who's the person who's meant to be in the
Ulrich, the
Ulrich.
quality control team leader.
Ulrich QC leader. We would like to interview Ulrich because he was meant to be in this lab last night.
Okay.
In the meantime, Henry and Tim.
I will lead the room. I mean, so please.
You're going to search for clues. Okay, which do you want to do first?
Does one of you want to go look at CCTV footage?
I'm trying to think, see what I'm good at.
I was going to say there's got to be some form of
CCTV.
Oh, I've got good
view.
I've got
I think
computing.
watching CCTV, we're going to call that
Not much.
spot.
Okay.
Who's got a high spot?
I have 5.
7, me 3.
Well, aren't you with Alan?
Are you?
I've got 5.
You look really
There's
happy. What do you
a
get?
negative sign in front of it, so I feel
I'm
like
looking
one
at
of
yours.
guys
Do you have a
can it.
positive in front of any of yours?
I can jump.
He's good at
Actually,
sneaking.
but spot needs to be for clues as well.
Yeah.
I think if we get Henry
Try,
to
okay?
I'll look at the CCTV.
if we get Henry to look at the CCTV for now,
Mhm.
That's fine.
and then we'll get Tim to look for. What's your search like?
Just look for anything that's obvious.
Again,
So,
it's got a negative sign.
Searching
Well,
the
I've got
room.
7 again.
You want to investigate
Maybe
the
you two
room. That's
stick
the
together.
skill that we're going to use for that. So Henry's on a +6, Ian a +5. I haven't even written it down for Tim, so I'm assuming it's not good.
-1.
And +2 for Steve Jobs.
So that's
on your
do you want me
head.
to have a look then?
Yeah. Maybe you two stick together, and Tim just sits there and lets Henry.
I might as well, like, a natural 20 is still a natural 20. I could still.
It's a 5% chance.
I like my 5%.
So do you want
Alright,
to do you want
so
to have a nosy round?
Who wants to do what first? Because obviously we can only do one thing at a time
I think
here, so...
I'm going to.
You're gonna start with the CCTV?
No.
Oh.
Just investigate.
Okay, you're going to investigate the room.
Might as well, yeah.
Yeah, so surely we can all investigate. them
Yeah,
while
you can
we're
all
having
investigate the room. Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Is that a natural 20?
Doesn't matter if we know who did it.
I got an 18,
I got an 18.
which is actually a 17.
17. Alright,
We all see
so...
everything.
So...
See holograms doing it. The actual murder. Oh my days.
it's like...
It's like a Sherlock in a monologue.
It's like a CSI, you just see it happening. Alright, so you got total score...
I got 26.
26.
Literally the best I
Alright.
could get.
Aled,
Investigate. I got 19.
19. Is that with your bonus?
17 plus 2, yeah.
Yeah.
I got 17 with bonus.
Yep. And
18
Ian...
with my bonus.
We've gone so well.
Okay, so everybody else. The first thing, obviously, that you notice is Erika's body.
Yeah.
We're all higher than that. Come on.
The second thing you notice
Dead
is
body.
that there is a pool of blood right next to her body,
Again, not difficult.
and lying next to that, so lying on the other side of her, is a bottle of vodka.
Oh fuel she was drinking.
There is a heavy sampling rod, which is part of the factory equipment, and there's also, lying next to her body, a box of quality control equipment. You see a small pool of blood next to the sampling rod, and Henry, you notice that there are scratch marks on the floor right next to the set of shelves. It looks like the shelves have been moved.
Guys, I think the shelves have been moved.
Oh, so they have. What do you think about the vodka bottle?
Dibs.
Just to check, is Robin still with us at the moment?
No, you guys have been left to it now. So
I like to make the point that the two people who drink the most in this game, me and Alan,
What?
don't drink in real life.
Yeah. That's why I make the most of it in roleplay.
Exactly, yeah.
That's why me and Alex know better.
Whereas I'm like, let's get hammered.
okay, let's see. So you've noticed the body, the pool of blood, the bottle of vodka, the heavy sampling rod, the shielding
Sorry.
things from Alid just to make sure he doesn't cheat. The small pool of blood next to the sampling rod. So the sampling rod is covered in blood.
What is a sampling rod?
It's a large metal rod about a foot long, used with a cup on the end, used to take samples out of refined titanium.
Blood on the cup end.
Presumably just the murder weapon.
The blood on the cup end,
Well, we don't know.
and there is
That's a blood
scratch marks by the shelves, looking like it has been moved.
Tim,
There you
you're
go.
the strongest. Could you do me a favour?
I moved the shelves back to
So-
where it looked like they should be.
You want to move the shelves? Okay, let's
They look as if they
Find
were
the
pulled out
page
and
with
then
that.
put
Yeah.
back.
So I pull the shelves out.
As you move, as you
Like tripled in size.
Even
nearly as big as her.
I do a nice little one next to her head. You just-
okay. Hands up who thinks criticising the GM's art is a good idea. Henry reaches for the bottle and cuts himself on it. No, I won't do that to you. This time.
Not yet.
Alright, yeah, not yet.
Alan started it.
Tim, you're
What do I find behind the shelves?
behind the shelves. Let's roll a d20.
All of us?
No, just George.
Am I adding any kind of bonus to this?
I don't know, what's your spot skill?
Um,
-1.
No.
I
So,
got a 10.
You got a 10. Behind the shelves, there's a kind of unrecognisable electronic device. It has symbols on it that you do not recognise, but it's clearly not standard.
Guys, I found a thing.
Is it the Alf? Which one are you good with?
Alpha.
Is it that? Can he have a nose?
I call Ian over to
Yeah.
take a look at this thing that is probably.
Okay, you recognise they're not Alfir symbols, but you do recognise them as Yatnar symbols.
They are Yatna
I was
symbols.
going to say, what did you say? It was like a little computer.
It's a small device about the size of a book.
Okay.
Is it movable? Can you be?
Yeah, well, it's about the size of a book, so you can pick it up if you want.
Pick it
Yeah.
up.
We might be attached
Okay.
to the wall. I don't know.
Okay, let's have a look at it, see if we can see anything about it. Can I get a
I've got.
translation book or something like that and try and figure out what it is?
Okay, let's have a d20 roll.
Let's just assume that I got a very low number there.
Okay, the device doesn't seem to make any more sense to you than when you took it out of Tim's hand. It's a strange, unknown electronic device.
So do I not know what's? I'm good with computers, but do I not know what's going on because I
No.
can't read it?
You can't understand the symbols. You recognise that it's clearly not part of the mining corporation's equipment.
Can I get my robot involved? Because presumably it's here.
Robot.
What
My
what
droid
instructions would you like to give your droid?
Can I not? Is it intelligent? Can I ask it? Does it know what that is, or is it not like the dog?
Maybe Buddy knows.
Maybe Buddy knows. That's what I'm, like. Maybe the robots know what's going
You
on.
haven't asked either the robot or the drone.
I will ask Buddy what this device is.
And I will ask mine at the same time, hoping it does it quicker. I'm not petty.
My robot's better than yours, come on.
I'm assuming mine. doesn't
So
know
the
anything.
robot drone hovers over it and says, "No threat detected," and moves back to your shoulder. Buddy scans it.
Call that a robot. Check this out.
Mine doesn't have a
Says-
robot voice. Yours does.
Unknown device.
There you go.
Unknown device. It says.
You tried, Buddy. You tried.
Well, let's keep it
Call
for
that
now,
good.
and we'll see.
Thank you.
Like Jeff, when we recognise it, or we'll see if.
Okay, so who's taking the device?
Give it to me for now, and I'll
All right.
keep trying to crack it a few times.
Okay.
Trying to put it in your thing.
Here, 12.
Nope, that's not going to help you. Okay, what else do you want to look at in the murder scene?
Can I take a closer look at the body
You absolutely can.
and see
Does it look like it's...
where's the blood?
Let's have a D20 roll.
Oh no, I'll roll the people.
10.
10. You can see that Erika is a young and reasonably attractive young woman. She's wearing her work overalls, but you can see underneath the overalls she's not wearing any clothes. She's just wearing fancy lingerie, and she's wearing pink lipstick. Her head, you can see, is caved in from the left-hand side of her head, which is where all the blood is coming out from. But she doesn't. You can't see any signs of any defensive wounds.
But there's a wound in the side of her head.
Yeah, so there's no defensive wounds. So she hasn't. You can't see her. There's no bruises along her arms if she'd shielded herself from any attack. So it looks like this was just one blow that took her down. What else do you want to look at?
Well, presumably the rod. Can we tell anything from
Yeah, okay. So have a spot check on the rod.
15 plus whatever.
Does it look like it's like the wound on the head?
So the large sampling rod is part of it's just standard equipment for the QC team. You've seen them use it before. You can see that it's labelled Ulrich.
I knew it.
It's obviously the murder weapon, and it was dropped on the same side of the body as the murder weapon, as the fatal wound. So it looks like the murderer has just hit Erika with it, dropped it, and left.
Steve, go get Ulrich.
Do we have any way to do like a fingerprint test?
Just looking at it, you can see there's no fingerprints.
Okay.
Frankly, the material is rough and it wouldn't take fingerprints well.
Okay.
Right.
And what about the bottle? Is it?
Give me a.
I would like to look at it.
You'd like to look at the bottle?
I want to look if it was full or empty when it was broken. Are there any traces of vodka?
Mm-hmm.
And I got a
6.
5.
You got a 5.
Modifier.
You see that it is a bottle of vodka.
And it's broken.
I'm going to have a look at the bottle of vodka.
Okay.
So you're just following you around going, what have you looked at?
I got a 10 plus 7, 17.
Okay. You can see that the brand of vodka is Red Mars vodka, and the bottle.
And I couldn't.
We're all good at different things, Tim. So it's obviously it's been dropped. There's lipstick around the mouth of the bottle, but it looks like it was mostly full.
Okay.
The lipstick around the mouth of the bottle is pink.
Same colour as hers?
The same colour as
I can't remember if it
Erika's.
said red or pink.
Can I check the filing cabinets and the cupboards
Yeah.
in the room?
Yep.
Like all the.
You want to have a look in the cupboards?
Little bits around.
Yep.
4 days later.
That's a 9 plus 7.
You don't see anything disturbed in any of the filing cabinets or in the cupboards. The shelves obviously look like they've been moved because Tim just moved them.
Yeah.
But you've noticed the scratch marks show they've probably been moved before.
Is the box, does it look as if it's just been placed, or does it look as if it's been dropped?
You want to have a look at the
Ooh.
QC testing kit?
It's quite clever, that.
Yeah.
It's a D20 roll.
14 plus.
You so almost got a 20 there.
Well, we're looking for investigate too. 16.
So it's a spot check you're after.
Spot check.
So
P.
Steve Chav spots +3.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. The box contains, it's a QC testing kit. The box contains various bits of equipment used by the QC team to test samples of refined titanium. The box is very heavy. It's obviously not been dropped there, it's been placed there. And the name on the box is Annie Fields.
Oh, get that written down.
Annie, her name
Is there
was
anything
mentioned
missing from it, or is
earlier.
it?
There's nothing missing from the box.
Well, I think
So we've got Ulrich.
Ulrich's number
Annie.
1, presumably, right now.
Annie was one of the shift workers.
Was she the one that was ill?
QC. Yeah.
Did you write any of this down?
I wrote some of it down. It all went a bit quickly.
I do appreciate it went quickly. I'm just thinking for when we're investigating, who we're investigating.
No, Annie was the
yeah,
one.
I got Erika. She's dead.
That was her job.
You got her.
Ulrich was the QC leader. He was the one that was meant to be in the room. His was the rod.
Annie was the one who was meant to be on duty, but was in her
Had a
room.
bug.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay, so Annie was that was what I was asking. Was she the one that was meant to be
She was.
there? But
She was ill.
ill.
No, Ulrich was meant to be there.
Ulrich was meant to be there and had no excuse for not being there.
Annie
was meant to be there.
Annie was meant to be on shift, but she called in sick.
So those are the two people that we've got evidence for in the room.
Well, we need to
her
start
box and-
speaking to
Yeah.
people because,
That's
Yeah.
six people.
like, was Annie?
Yeah. Right.
Did she call off halfway through the shift? Who did she tell? Was it Ulrich she told? Do we know where Annie is now?
Do we want to do this as a group, or do we want to do this as a...
There's literally no point in doing it any other way. Because we're going to have to talk one.
Yeah, but in terms of in the terms of 4 of us all turning up at someone's room, it's a bit.
Okay, well let's just
Well, did we decide
do them individually, and then we'll keep going like that. But we'll do them individually.
interview Ulrich?
With just,
Right, let's
just
start
like
with
the 2 of us. Let's say just do the 2 of us, me and you,
Yeah, okay.
because we're better at interviewing, and then we'll look at the CCTV footage together as a group.
Okay.
I'm thinking Tim could, while we're all busy, go and ask the medical team whether they knew anything of Anna's bug.
Yeah, that could be
See
good.
whether she was telling the truth.
Sure.
Come at a different angle.
Cool.
Yeah.
So
Presumably.
we go.
So who wants to do what first?
Interview Ulrich.
Interview Ulrich.
You're going to interview Ulrich. So you make your way up to the security suite, where there is an interrogation room. Ulrich has been brought in for you as per your request, and he's sitting down there, and he's just, in fact, he's not sitting down. He's kind of pacing up and down as you come in.
Hi Ulrich, would you like to take a seat?
What's all this about? I found her. Do you think I would report finding Erika's body if I killed her?
Not at all.
What sort of idiotic person do you think I am? I can't believe this is happening.
Not at all.
I can't believe any of this. Erika is... I mean...
Can I try and calm him down with diplomacy?
Why would anyone want to hurt her?
Do you want to let Steve do that?
Yeah, I'll Steve.
I try and talk. Try and get him to sit down and calm
So who's
down.
actually in the room? Can I speak clear?
Steve, me and
Steve, okay.
Ian D. Jones and Steve
Okay.
Jabs.
So I introduce myself and get him to sit down.
Okay.
Do I roll?
Yeah, no, let's have a diplomacy roll. 1.
1 plus 11, so 12.
You want to speak to Mike? He told me he was at his bench all night, but he hasn't done... He's done about half his shift's work. You don't want to speak to me. It's a waste of
I
time.
want to speak to you. You found the body and you were meant to be in the lab. That was your shift and you weren't there. You need to find out where you were and why you weren't in the lab as you said you were.
This is... I told you. It's a waste of time.
What? You haven't answered my question. You're evading the question.
Can I do
Why?
a sense motive while
Okay, yep.
while he's
Very clever.
speaking?
Use your wizard powers.
10 with the modifier.
10 with the modifier. So you're beginning to think that he might be a little bit embarrassed that he should have been in the lab but wasn't saying why. But you don't really know why.
He still hasn't told you where he was.
Well, yeah, where were you?
What's your
Okay,
advice?
let's have a gather information check, please.
Steve and Ian, presumably.
Both of us, or just Steve?
I asked the question, so.
Yeah, okay. 19.
Plus 2. Where were you? If you weren't in the lab, where were you?
All right, I was drinking. Most of my work doesn't need me to be in the lab, so I set up the tests and I go and find a quiet place to drink.
What were you drinking?
What does that matter? Vodka.
Which
Okay.
one? Which brand?
He said from not in the room.
Got a voice in my head. Hold on. What brand of vodka do you normally drink?
No, one of the brand is that I drink Red Mars, obviously.
Okay.
Do you wear pink lipstick?
Do you ever drink any vodka in the lab?
Ooh.
No, I wouldn't drink vodka. I told you, I set up my tests. I'd go and find somewhere quiet to drink. I don't drink in there, all that noise.
Where did you go? Where's quiet for you?
I sneak into the engineering department. It's quiet at night, so no one bothers you. You can just drink and relax.
Okay. When was the last time you saw Erika?
I don't know, probably in the rec dome.
Okay. And when was that? Was that?
I don't know, last week?
Oh, okay. Do you not normally work with her then?
No, she works in the warehouse. I work in QC. Honestly, This is a bit embarrassing, but I think she was infatuated with me. She would...
Can I do another sense motive while it's talking?
Yeah.
Keep going.
That's better.
That's much better. 20, but only with modifier.
Okay, so you can see he's telling the truth. He's quite embarrassed about all of this. She just kept turning up at my quarters. She kept sending me notes, sending me... What, if I say pictures, you guys know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
She's not my type. She's a lovely girl, but it was all just a bit embarrassing. I was hoping it would calm down, because you cannot hit on chicks in the bar when there is a girl just pouring all over you. It's really awkward. It was embarrassing. I hated it. All right?
Okay, thank you very much. Have you got any more questions, Ian?
Do you know anyone who had any issues with Erika?
No. Why would anyone hate Erika? She was a bit crazy, but other than that, she was fine.
Was there anyone who was particularly infatuated with her that you know of?
I don't think so.
Like she seemed to be with you?
Good question.
No, she was... I mean, how would anyone do anything about it when she just wouldn't leave me alone?
Might have got frustrated.
If you say so. I can't think of anyone.
Okay.
Where do you normally keep your gear? Primarily your sampling rod.
The sampling rod, I guess, lives in the lab. It just lives in the lab. I mean, obviously, you take it out when you need to take a sample, but it lives in there.
Whereabouts in the lab?
I usually just rest it on my desk.
Okay. How about the rest of the equipment in the lab? Is it all yours, or is it split between various team members?
I mean, so each of the rest of the guys on shift, they need like a whole testing kit. So to bring samples, test them at their bench. Obviously, mine's all in the lab. So they have a quite heavy bag with all their gear in it. So they always have it with them.
Okay. No one else was meant to be in the lab at this time, were they?
No. It's like I say, I set up the tests. No one else is there.
Does Annie normally work with you?
Annie's on my shift, but she rang in sick. So.
But normally she would be.
No, she wouldn't be in the lab. She'd be on the factory floor testing. But yeah, she'd be in.
Had you, when she contacted you, told that she was ill, had you already been in the lab and gone, or was this before you started your shift?
This was the beginning of the shift. So I got the call at the beginning of the shift.
You were still in the lab.
I was still in the lab.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your cooperation.
All right.
Much appreciated. We'll let you go for now, and we might want to speak to you later.
Depending
Not a
on
problem.
how things develop.
Yeah.
We'll chat
Not
to
a
you
problem.
again.
So as you step out, you see one of the damaged drones the lights on it start to flash, and it hovers suddenly into the middle of the air, and you hear it says, "Threat detected," and starts to target Henry.
That cannot be good.
Roll for initiative.
Why do you do this to me, Richard?
Who killed Erika and why? Will our heroes work it out? And why do I always do this to Adam? Find out next time on the D20 Future Show.
But how many will I shoot down? One. So I can have the
You're
duck.
screwed. Let's just get this over and done with. You are screwed.
I've already. Oh my
Why didn't you just dig yourself a hole and jump in it?
I'll just-
Get it over and done with.
God. Do I have time to go to the gents room?
Yes, I think you probably had time to go to the gents room.
Break.